As a real estate agent or broker, you know there's tons of training and continuing education that's available out there, but very few people and very few systems actually teach you how to be good at real estate. Most of them teach you how not to be sued, and you know how that's working out for the National Association of Realtors and a lot of these big brands. Training in real estate, to me, is all about skills development and helping you as an agent become a freaking rock star. How do you actually sell houses? And people don't really teach that. They teach us how to avoid getting sued or how to do disclosures. While that training is important, it's not the most important training when it comes to your level of success and the amount of money you take home to your family. So we're going to give you, not only, I'm going to tell you what we do when we build a training program, and I'm going to give you the elements that will take you to an additional 2 transactions a month right now. So wherever you are in real estate, if you want to add 2 deals a month to your closings, I'm going to share with you the process we go through and how do we build training. Then I'm going to actually give you the actual training called Ramp that'll help you ramp your business to the next stratosphere. So Rising Agent Mastery was a program that was developed to last for 12 weeks. And during this 12 weeks, we share with you literally the best practices, proven systems, everything you need to know as an agent to work both the buy side and the sell side of a transaction. And the goal is to have a clear path that has put you on the road to not only thinking about closing, but actually closing transactions. Are you ready for a ramp? So let's talk about what goes into building a program. When we build a program, the first thing we do is we ask the question, who's it for? Our answer in Ramp is it's for anybody who feels stuck or frustrated at their level of performance. If in the last 3 or 4 years it's been easy for you to sell houses and you're finding it difficult now, a Ramp's for you. If you're new in the business and you're trying to ramp up to get revenue coming in, then this is the program you should join. If you're a team leader looking to motivate and inspire and train your agents, then Ramp would be the program for the agents. Ramp is designed to specifically grow your business by 2 transactions a month or 24 deals a year. For many of you, that's going to be like more than you've ever done. For some of you, that's going to be a nice jump starter, a boost to the production that you're currently doing. And so the big question is why? So what is it that makes you want to achieve an income or sell more transactions? What's important to you? So as we go through the very beginning of Ramp, we establish, first of all, who the program's for, and then second, why it's important to them. So what is your real why? We're going to take you through a few sections where you do a little bit of self-reflection, and that's establishing what matters to you. Now, it's important that when you go through this part of Ramp, that you take the time to fill out the forms and to really reflect what is important to you. And the reason we have you do that is because if you don't decide what your why is, if you don't get really clear on that core motivating factors, you won't do the hard work it takes to accomplish it. But as your coach, if you're really listening to me, then you really get authentic with your why and you don't do those activities, well, I can pull out that why and say, is this still important to you? And if the answer is yes, then oftentimes it changes behavior. So really figure out your why. The second thing is you got to identify what you're passionate about. My gosh, if you get up every day and you hate what you do, you're never going to do the hard things. It just can't be about the money. You've got to be about being passionate. The third thing we help you identify in Ramp is we help you really identify what your strengths are. What are the things that you naturally do well? And what are the areas where we need to develop skills? And what are the areas you need to delegate? Let's consider your strengths and then let's apply your strengths to get the highest return. What a cool concept. Now I want you to think about the impact you have. You know, one of the things for me as I think about helping people grow their businesses is if it's all about them selling more houses to make more money, I found that it's a hollow why. But if they want to make an impact on the lives of the people they're helping, the buyers and sellers, if they want to make an impact on the lives of their family, if they want to make an impact on the team members they're around, then it changes the way that they work. So I want you to understand your impact. I want you to really write it down. And then once you've gone through this, finding your why and establishing your impact, developing your strengths, then how do you put it to a test? How do we know if what you've developed is true? Well, Ramp's going to take you through that and share with you how to make that happen. The very second week as you get into Ramp, you're going to find out we have a system or a process for everything. You know, generating leads is not the problem in most real estate business. It's actually converting leads. So how do you manage and convert the leads? You heard me say that anything you do 3 times, we create a system for it. Well, we're going to teach you the A, B's, and C's of lead conversion. And with the A, B, C's of lead conversion, you're going to understand what an A lead is, a B lead is, and a C lead is, and know exactly what to do with each lead at each phase of the transaction so that you convert at a higher level. Next is understanding the value of creating relationships in real estate. Building relationships is what I call BRT, is at the center of everything we do. Building relationships with trust. So it's one thing to say that I'm good at relationships. It's another to be strategic about it. Building relationships mean that you focus on being interested, not being interesting. It's that you find common value of things that you share with the prospect or the client, and then you build on those things. It means that you give service and value regardless of how you're going to get paid, or even if you get paid. Serving regardless of opportunity is one of the most important things you can do when developing relationships. When people know you actually care about them and you're going to serve them, the money will take care of itself. So we're providing value in the transaction, and then you want to systemize your follow-up process. We want to leverage social media to create more opportunities. We want to be more authentic. You'll find that authenticity is one of the greatest attractors at attracting business. Okay, so now we're managing leads, and we're creating follow-up systems, we're building relationships, and you're learning how to do this at a higher level. What happens is it starts to create more opportunities. In generating those leads, we help you identify and determine 4 pillars of income, which you're going to work as if each pillar is the only thing you do. So you could do things like your sphere of influence, online marketing, networking, direct mail, working spheres, open houses, and cold calling. There's so many different ways of generating leads in real estate. We let you pick from the things that are your strengths and a list of multiple ways to the 4 that you're actually going to do. So what are the 4 you're going to focus on, and how do you do it? During that 4th week, we really get detailed on what makes the business work and how we go after those 4 pillars of income. Are you ready for what's next? Now you got clients coming in. Now what the heck? One of the worst things you can do, a lot of agents think, is what if I got a client, I don't know what to do with them? So we're going to teach you actually what to do with clients and how to interact with them. You see, a buyer's agent's main job is to prospect, show homes, and negotiate contracts. Your job is to find the buyer of the house. And with all of the new compensation changes, the way that buyer agency is paid, we have to be better as buyer's agents in getting paid, which means we have to give more value to the buyer. It's not our job to go show homes that they've identified on Zillow. It's our job to find them the home and put them in the best position to be able to win in a negotiation and help their family move forward in the process. And so we're going to give you the basics of working with the buyers. What happens when you're working your 4 pillars, you're developing relationships, you're going through ramp, and you're doing the activities, is you start to generate more and more opportunities. And when that happens, you start to wonder, what do I do with all my time? That's where time management skills come into play. So we spend a week on helping you identify how and where to spend your time most efficiently so you get the highest return on time away from family. We inspect what we expect, we measure what needs to be measured, and we compare what our intention was with what we actually did. And we start to learn to put the buyers in the slots that we've identified as when we're going to be available to show homes, to negotiate contracts, and to prospect. Having a great lead or time management system is oftentimes the difference between average and exceptional, and we want you to be exceptional as you ramp your business. The following section is when we get into section 7, we really start talking about how do we address the needs of the client. You see, being a great salesperson doesn't mean you're talking people into buying and selling things. It doesn't mean you have slick dialogue to overcome objections. Being a great salesperson means you're a great serve person, and you can't be a great serve person unless you know how to ask the right questions. And so learning how to articulate and to ask questions to really identify what the true needs and the core values of that client is critical. And then be able to understand their motivation, their timing, and what's important to them, and then be able to educate them on the market so that when the right opportunities come up, they know how to take advantage of them. We communicate regularly and honestly and provide professional marketing and follow-up systems. All of these things are broken down systematically in ramp. And then we had to manage the process. Week 8, we got to get into the financial side. How do you do your math? Understanding the numbers. How do you be profitable? The things that matter to you from a financial perspective in real estate absolutely matter. Week 9, how do you market yourself? How do you get out there and have people calling you? What do you do to make yourself attractive? I want you as an agent to be able to get people to swipe right because you're attractive to them as an agent. Well, if you're not doing the right things and marketing the right, both online and offline, then no one's even looking at you, let alone choosing to swipe right or left. We're going to talk about networking, social media, offering real value, separating yourself, your unfair competitive advantage, and how to really build great relationships. You know, we have agents that are earning a 6-figure income just on referral business from other agents outside their market. How do you do that? What's the process? It's all laid out for you in the 12 weeks of ramp. Now, whether you go through ramp in 12 weeks or whether you speed it up and go through it faster, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you do the activities that are laid out in each section. What I recommend you do when you get the program is I recommend you begin by just watching all the videos because it gives you context of what we're going to build. So watch all the videos while you're you're working out or while you're in your car, instead of listening to talk radio, I want you to listen to Ramp. And then I want you to go through each video and do the assignments and do the work. As you listen to it and you see the big picture, then you go through the second time and you do the work. Now you've got clarity on what it is we're going to build. I have yet to have a client ever that's gone through Ramp and done the work and not had it grow their business. Think about that. Are you going to be the client that grows, or are you going to be the average client that doesn't really do the work? I promise you should go through the program. It's going to make all the difference in the world. I'm going to give you access to the Ramp right now, right here in the bottom of this video. I want you to download the program. I want you to register for it and just get into it. And you'll be ramping on your way to the next level of your real estate business. Let's go and let's ramp.